Alright, so I remember complaining a few videos back, it was definitely before Christmas, before the Mezco rush hit, or the boom. And I was complaining that, like, Mezco, like, get these toys out, like, get these toys out. And then I was thinking, well, if you guys could do, like, 12 toys a year, that would be perfect for my budget, because that's basically, like, $80 a month. When you look at it like that, that's like your power bill or water bill or something, which $80 a month still seems kind of expensive. Well, those days seem to be over. Looks like they got the distribution worked out, and we are definitely getting a constant flow of Mezco toys now, which is awesome if you got the money. If you don't have the money, well, then it's not quite so awesome, and you got to eat top ramen and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to pay for your Mezco addiction. And while we're talking about Mezco, of course, I have a bone to pick. I mean, it wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't. Toy Fair was just a little while back, and Mezco always seems to give out like a really cool toy to, like, you know, the press or whoever, and then all of those toys end up on eBay. Like, they just gave away that Batman, and I don't know, like, it just seems too set up to me. It seems like a catch. So it seems like, so does Mezco give out a handful of these things for press, and then they're supposedly selling for like $4,000, $6,000 on eBay, which I'm claiming bullshit on all of that. I don't think anybody's spinning that kind of whip on a Mezco action figure, because when I looked on there, they were down to like $500. So let's be real here. I don't think anybody. I think that maybe some people put it up. Mezco like did a fake bid, pretending like they bought one off of a friend. The money just changed hands to create this false sense of value. Like, because if you spend that much on a Mezco toy, you're an idiot. Like, that's all it. I won't spend more than $80 or whatever suggested retail or retail. If I miss it, I just miss it. I'm not spending $200 on one of these, because $80 is already too much. So I noticed that they gave them out to a few YouTubers, and I'm not going to name names because every time I do that, it usually bites me back in the ass. So I'm not going to name names, but I watch a lot of guys' videos, and I saw this one guy. He had one on his video, and it was still in the package. And I think he reviewed his friends or something. He's like, well, I'm not going to open this. Yeah, because you're a fucking scalper, dude. Like, come on. You're not going to open it because you want to sell it. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And I saw another guy do a review on it, which it was actually a pretty good review. And I don't even think that he collects Mezcos. And that's why, like, on these videos, when you're watching them, and these YouTubers don't show you their collection at the end of the video, or pretty much ever, why are you guys reviewing these if you're not collecting them? Like, I just don't get it. So he reviewed it. He did a really good review on it. I don't think he collects Mezco. And when he shows you his collection video, which is probably never, I can almost guarantee you that Batman won't be in his collection video. If I got one of those Mezco, if I got one, which you guys probably hate me, but if I did get one every time at the end of my video, you would see it right here. I don't care what you think he's worth, $6,000, $80, $500. It doesn't matter, because I'm a collector, not a scalper. And if I had one, it would be right here at the end of all of my videos. Enough about that. Let's check out the Spider-Man. It looks like they hit another home run. Let's check him out. Alright, so I just took the time to put this Spider-Man in this upside down pose. I know I normally start with like the height, so you can see the height of the figure. But I mean, this thing for me, this is a pretty dramatic pose. Like, so I was pretty proud of it. I figured we'd start here, then we'll come down with the accessories. I'll go ahead and take him down, and then we'll start over with the height. Alright, so I pulled out a few other figures for a size comparison. Of course, we have Pizza Spidey. You probably knew that was coming. I mean, you gotta... That's kind of like the Marvel Legends go-to as far as Spider-Man goes. You see he's standing just a little under 6 inches tall, or right at 6 inches tall, which I think the scale on that is actually pretty good. Like, when I think of Spider-Man, I think about Pizza Spidey, you know, not like the teen, like kind of like the more a little bit grown up. That's a perfect height to me. Then you come over here, and then you have the Mezco one, which I do love this toy. The scale to me is a little off. You see Captain America over here, and they're basically the same exact height. So Captain America's, what he's supposed to be like 6'4", and Spider-Man is supposed to be like 5'8". So he should definitely be under 6 inches tall, which that's kind of like the only drawback to this figure. That's the only thing that I don't really care for. It's just, I don't know, man. For $80, you think they could nail the scale just a little bit better. Everybody shouldn't be the exact same height in this line, and that's kind of how it's turning out to be. As far as accessory goes, he basically comes with everything that Miles Morales comes with, which is right here. I'll show them to you in case you didn't get one or in case you didn't see the video. Here's a web. These little things lock on his hands. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Another little shooting web. These things are actually really cool. I love all of these. And then one that's a little bit longer. As far as heads go, he does come with 2 different heads. Try to do this without knocking anything over, bumping the camera for once. These are the 2 different heads. As far as I can tell, this head is exactly the same as the Miles head. We'll do a comparison on that. But here's the 2 heads. I like the squinty eyes better because this basically looks just like that one. So for a little bit of variety, a little bit of difference, we're going to go ahead and go with that. He also comes with this bendy wire web deal, which this thing I actually like a lot. I think that's pretty cool. And then he also comes with hands to like hold the web. Definitely digging that. He comes with here's another one to hold the web. Let me get all of them over here. Kind of like a wall crawling hand. A web shooting hand. Well, it's down there now. You get the point. It looks basically exactly like that one. And then another hand, a wall crawling hand, which they're different. That's like, this is cool. Like they're 2 totally different hands. I love that. Like, I'm glad that they're not the same. That's pretty cool for sure. And then another fisted hand. It comes with this cheap like magnet clamp deal. You're supposed to clamp this on like metal or something, which works for me because I have metal and glass shelves in my toy room. So that just doesn't, you know. I got Toy Biz toys and Mayfex toys with Spider-Man, and they actually have magnets in their feet and their hands. And if they can do it for $20 and you can't do it for $80, I mean, I'm glad you threw this thing in, but I mean, for $80, did you think there would be magnets in the hands and the feet? Maybe I got 2 small complaints about this toy. But that would be it. As far as this web deal goes, this is actually really cool how it hooks up. Like, you pull this thing off, you can see that there's like a little tiny groove in his hand right there where that thing locks in. You lock that thing in there, and then you put this right on here. Clips right in, and man, that's done really well. So I'm really digging that. We'll go ahead and take that off, put on a different hand. Try to make sure I get the right hand because I don't want you guys going, bro, you put the wrong hand on there. All right, so here he is. As far as articulation goes, he seems exactly the same as Miles Morales. I was hoping for kind of like a butterfly joint. Didn't happen. The Miles, I didn't really care for that figure at all. I think the costume fits sloppy. It doesn't look good. I'm sure that when we do get the black Spidey, it's just basically going to be that without the red on there, which sucks because that toy is not very good. This one, however, is done really well. I really like how the boots come up and they're plastic, then the fabric goes into the boot. I love the tread on the bottom of the shoes. Here's where this figure really shines. If you got to check it out really close. Like, see like that grip in the palm of his hand and his thumb? Like, there's actually like texture, and all the little fingers have those little pads on them. That to me is amazing. Then all these little lines on there are sculpted on there. Killing it with that. The boots, they swivel right here at the top of the pants. I love when they do that. The ankle, let's see, little to none ankle pivot. Which Spider-Man, that kind of sucks. And man, you really don't get much at all out of the ankle, which it doesn't bother me so much on most of these toys, but this one's Spider-Man, it'd kind of be nice to have that thing work. Then also here at the top of the glove, it turns, which I like when they do that. That's definitely a cool touch. As far as the rest of the articulation goes, he's the same as that. Well, I mean, the head is on the ball. The lower neck is also on a ball. He's slightly taller than him, but I thought they were the exact same mold, so I don't know, maybe his neck's a little longer or something. That's what it kind of looks like to me, like maybe he just has a little bit longer neck. I thought the costume on Miles fit like shit. Like, it just, I really don't like anything about that toy. It would have been great. I mean, it's freaking Miles Morales. Give me an unmasked head. That would have been cool. That would have been a nice touch. But also, it'd be cool to have a Peter Parker head with this one. But you got the squinty eyes. I'm buying it. This costume is really super tight. It fits really well. It almost fits too tight because like here, like on the ab crunch, it will try to like kind of settle in there. So when you pose them, you got to like pull it back out. But it fits, man. They're just light years better on these costumes. Like when I was first getting these things, like every video I did, I'd pretty much just talk shit about these toys because they're $80, and I just didn't think they were kind of worth $80. That's not the case anymore. Like I actually kind of almost feel as if they're worth $80. And then as the stitching on this, they ran it down the side instead of the back. I hate when they do it down the back. If they did it on the Spider-Man, it would just totally ruin the toy for me. And then it also kind of has like a seam here, which I think that hides pretty well. It looks good. It's a really good looking toy. Definitely digging it. This piece here is just kind of like a screen print. So there's no like texture here with the webs coming out, which is kind of weird because you got texture here for the webs, texture here, and then on the costume. I really don't know how else you could have did that. But there he is. Spider-Man. Highly recommend this, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. You got to pick him up. If you're a Mezco fan, God, it's like, where do you stop? He's a great toy. I'm going to throw him up there with the collection, probably display him with the Green Goblin over here. And another thing, like with these Mezcos, like, I'm really stoked to get Spider-Man. It would be really cool to say like the next figure out of the box was a Spider-Man villain, because then I wouldn't have to pull out like my Toy Biz stuff for villains to people to compare it to. It'd just be nice if they had did more villains related or more characters. Like now they're starting to do like the blue like Wolverine and Cyclops. Like give me like the whole like classic X-Men. Like that would be cool. Either way, I'm just starting to ramble on. I'm gonna throw now I'm gonna show you the Mezco collection. Of course, I do have a few other figures kind of mixed in here, just for it isn't all like heroes. Like you got a few villains, a few people for them to fight with. There's a Spider-Man, the new addition to the shelf. Went ahead and used that little stupid clamp deal. Man, it'd just be way better if they used some magnets in the feet. And I'm going to show you here that in a second. But just moving around the Mezco collection. Back here we have the Punisher. Went ahead and pulled the Jigsaw down there like he's getting his ass blown away with an explosion from the bazooka. Definitely a pretty cool touch. A Mutant Gang Leader thing with the base. It's kind of nice. Here's, oh, I was looking for those Spider-Mans. Here they are up here. Here's one of them. Magnets in the feet, stands right on the shelf. Definitely pretty cool. Here's another one. These are $20 action figures, so you think with an $80 action figure you could execute the same science of putting a magnet in the feet. Coming back down to the Mezco collection, working my way around the shelf. Batmobile, still one of my favorite toys in the toy room. The Parademon. Nightmare Batman, just did those a couple days ago. Moving back around, have the Deadpools over here. And then I got Miles over here. I kind of flipped them both on their own, for they kind of have like their own little Spider-Man area. Got the web like going around his little glider. Trying to do something cool with it. Not just like, this is like the only shelf that I don't like do like vanilla posing. This is like kind of like my, this is kind of like me going all out, because they got these stands and you can definitely put them in cool poses with those stands. There's a collection like always. Thanks for watching.